Hello, strangelings. Today I wanted to tell you about a place that I absolutely used to love to frequent when I was growing up in Fort Dodge. This is a place that I was there for at least 50% of every single day that I was in school during 5th and 6th grade. So, I mean, seriously guys, I love this place. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. In 1930, Mr. and Mrs. O.M. Olson took a trip to San Diego, California. They traveled across country to meet with one man. Banker, businessman, and politician Charles Granger Blanden, who had moved to the California city with his wife Elizabeth after retiring as mayor of Fort Dodge in the 1880s. Now, you might ask why they made this trip. The easiest answer is that they planned to build an art museum. You see, the Blandens believed art was a very important part of life. They were in fact avid art collectors. Charles chose to give $35,000 to build a museum in Fort Dodge. He had made this donation as a tribute to his art-loving wife, who had died only 1 year before this meeting. Fort Dodge architect E.O. Damon designed the building after the neoclassical design of the Butler Institute of American Art in Youngstown, Ohio, which Charles was so very fond of. The land had been donated by Miss Ringland and is at the heart of what is now known as the Oak Hill Historic District. A beautiful park was created as a nest around the building. The museum and grounds were donated to the city of Fort Dodge at completion on June 5th, 1932, as Iowa's first municipal art facility. A year later, in 1933, Charles Blanden joined his beloved wife, bequeathing his private art collection to the museum. To this day, the Blanden Art Museum is a center of art and culture, not just for Fort Dodge, but for a large area of north-central Iowa. It has also been called one of the best small art museums in the country at many points throughout its 91 years of operation. The Blandens' permanent collection includes modern American and European paintings, African sculptures, glassworks, and 16th to 20th century American, European, and Japanese prints. It is also home to temporary exhibits by many local as well as international renowned artists. The Blanden offers adult and youth art education classes, meet and greets with artists, as well as fun family activities. Honoring the Blandens' belief in the importance of art, the museum and all the works in her are free to visit. And just to show you guys some of the exhibits that were there when I was there, and I'm not going to butcher these artists' names, they had the Endless Summer exhibit. As you can see, 2 different artists are included in this collection. And this is a collection about the thoughts and feelings of the COVID lockdown. This was a fun little exhibit to look at. And an equally interesting exhibit was this Isolated Microcosm, which is about the world and its disasters and the role modern tech and social media play in them and their changes and the changes on how they look. So the honest truth is, I'm a little partial because my aunt actually was one of the teachers for some of those classes I was just mentioning. But I always recommend that if you have a chance, if you are in the Fort Dodge area or are going to be in the Fort Dodge area, and you have even a passing interest in art, I always recommend checking out the Blanden Art Museum. So to that end, I actually have their contact information in the description below, including their address if you just want to stop by. I, however, always recommend checking the hours before you stop by, just in case. As so many places, the hours change so frequently. So just as a thank you for making it this far in the video, I actually got a chance to do a little recording while I was in Fort Dodge, and this is the little bit of clip that I was able to get of the Blanden. And I'm gonna tell you there was a bit more, but apparently it got lost. I'm so sorry, guys. So yeah, without further ado, here's the Blanden. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here now. Remember, I love you guys. Be good to each other.